What is up, everybody? I am Taylor, and this is Unboxing Match. It's the YouTube's best comic book mystery box swap show. It's probably YouTube's only comic book mystery box swap show, but that's not the point. It's still the best, damn it. The best. And today's guest is TJ from Flash by Night, or TJ, aka Flash by Night, whatever. We'll get into it. We'll introduce him, find out about him, and then we're going to exchange comics and talk about life and why he actually likes all the Terminator movies. I don't know. We'll get into it. But anyways, without further ado, what's up, TJ? How you doing tonight, man?
What is going on? How are we doing?
Doing well, doing well. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself for those of you that don't know you?
So I am TJ, aka Flash by Night, as Taylor would tell you. I'm just a guy that hangs out on YouTube and likes Flash and Moon Knight, and have lately adopted I won't say lately adopted a love for Transformers, but the Marvel comic books have grabbed my attention lately.
Nice.
So that's where we are.
Awesome. Yeah, I see you have Transformers behind you. Who's that one signed by?
That's Jim Shooter.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I bet
most hated man in Marvel, or most loved, depending on who you ask. But yeah.
Yeah, he was the editor-in-chief that suggested bringing Transformers over. Yeah. And he was in Huntsville a couple of years ago at a con I went to, and so I got him to sign that issue and a more beat up issue that I didn't get graded.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. So, how did you get started collecting? Like, were you as a child and everything, or did you get into it kind of recently, or?
I am fairly recent. I don't have one of those. I used to collect in the 80s and 90s, and then moved away from it kind of stories.
Yeah.
So the MCU is my origin.
Oh, nice. All right.
I was interested in. I think Thanos is the first person they called my eye and said that I don't know this person. I need to look up who this is because someone asked the question, who was the purple guy at the end of Avengers?
Oh yeah.
No clue. And so I looked him up, found out who it was, and then I think I had to look up the collector at the end of Thor: The Dark World. The best Thor movie. Yeah. I would say if you like classic Thor, but you like some humor,
yeah,
I think that's the best Thor movie. For people just don't like saying I like Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah,
but
you're the only one.
Fast forward to Captain America: Winter Soldier, and I was totally caught off guard by Bucky being the Winter Soldier. I had no clue
because you hadn't read the comics. Yeah,
I hadn't read the comics, and then I found out later that people knew for like maybe 20, 25 years that Bucky had been the Winter Soldier.
Came out like 20. I think it was 20 in the 2010s. I think, if I remember.
Okay,
right.
So it's not that long.
But still, yeah.
But yeah, so I figured that if all these people around me knew what this was, then I must need to open these comics. And so between then and Black Panther,
all right,
I decided that I was going to dive into it. I chose one DC character and one Marvel character to follow. Okay. I'll let you guess who those two are.
I'm gonna go on a wacky limb and guess. Let's see here, Batman and no, like so. Yeah, why did you end up picking Flash and Moon Knight? Just because you like their costumes or the names, or?
Flash is because I was watching the TV show.
Okay.
And we were in the middle of the first 2 seasons.
Okay, gotcha. The CW show, right? Yeah.
And I found Flash and the Reverse Flash to be really, really interesting characters. And so I chose Flash as my DC character.
Nice.
And then I was looking for a Marine Corps veteran character to choose for Marvel. And it came down to either Punisher or Moon Knight.
Okay.
And I wanted the less popular of the two.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And so that's right? Kind of my foray into comics.
Okay. And you were in the Marines, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Nice. Okay. Where'd you serve and how long and all that?
I served for 5 years. Okay. Most of it hanging out at Camp Lejeune in North Carolina.
All right.
I served 4 months in Haiti when we were on standby for like a year and a half to go to either Afghanistan or Iraq.
Gotcha.
I got a phone call from the Master Gunner Sergeant. Says, Robinson, tell everybody to go to the armory. We're going to Haiti. I'm like, That's not what we were packed up for. But we went to babysit Haiti when one of the times the government collapsed and the president left, and
Gotcha.
it was chaos and people needed to be over there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for your service. Much appreciated. I wouldn't do it. I'm a pussy. So you know.
It wasn't a choice that I was going to make for myself. I had a friend of mine who I actually left school to go to the Marine Corps.
Okay.
And a friend of mine who was in school with me was having a really hard time. And so by really hard, I mean he got kicked out of school. He kind of made his roommate angry and all kinds of stuff. So eventually I got him to go into the Navy. And while we were in the Navy recruiting office, the Marine Corps recruiter came by, gave me this spiel, and next thing you know, I was on a bus.
All right.
But I wouldn't trade it in for much. I grew up a whole lot. I think I gave it as much. It gave me as much or more than I gave it. So I wouldn't.
Okay, well
I wouldn't trade the experience.
That's good. Flo agrees with you. It says the first 2 seasons of Flash are awesome.
Right.
And who's your
nerd? I like the 3rd season too, but by the 4th season, it was a little long. I think the 23 episode mandate kind of killed it and probably dies with the Flash because even CW's shows aren't doing 23 episodes anymore.
No,
I think that's too long to hold.
13. They do like 10 or 13 now. That's a little more manageable.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's
preferable.
I think I stopped watching that show when Draco Malfoy showed up. I can't remember what season that was. Like the guy that played Draco in Harry Potter was a sort of bad guy, or the antagonist and the police officer, something for a minute. I don't remember.
Okay. Yeah, I still watch this season. This season and maybe last season was like labor of love watching.
Okay. Just because you're that far invested.
Like I'm a Flash fan, but this is some hard work. Well, I'll drudge through it.
Yeah, I understand. That's how I feel about half the comics I keep reading. Well, now I need to know how it ends, just because I'm this far along.
Right. So, that's why you're gonna get Strange number 6.
What's up, John? No, I'm done with that. I can't. Is that the end of the miniseries? Then maybe, but if not, I don't know. It's
there's an issue number 6 at least.
Yeah, I know. I read 5. I know how they
Wong
ended.
is missing part of his memory, and so Wong and Bats. It doesn't sound like Clea's gonna be in issue number 6.
Oh, maybe it'll be good then.
But it doesn't sound like it's close to an end.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
Because we know who the Harvest Man is.
Yeah, I was spoiled for the audience. I should have seen that coming, and it really annoyed me that I didn't, and it really annoyed me that was the reveal. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
You know what? I like the character of Clea. I like the way she operates.
Yeah.
But when I listen to your reviews, it makes sense that she doesn't that nobody has really challenged her yet, and she hasn't paid anything for her arrogance. Like I like the arrogance.
Yeah, I like just gotta get knocked down a peg or two, and having mom visit didn't really do that. So
like in the first issue, Dr. Doom comes knocking at her door to make his claim for Sorcerer Supreme, and she brushes Dr. Doom off like he's one of his Doom bots, and like that's supposed to come back and bite you sometime sooner or later.
Exactly. Yeah. All this shit should come back and knock her down a couple pegs. That's what should really happen.
And maybe around issue number like 17 we'll get there.
You let me know because I'll watch. Everybody go watch Flash by Night's reviews of that book because I'm done with it. So yeah. And now the audience, like Flo said, Dexter jumped the shark for him, and the audience, everyone else.
I never did watch Dexter.
It's one I watched the first couple seasons of, and then I just kind of lost interest too. I mean, there's only so often you can have a serial killer only killing serial killers or whatever, and have it be, it's like, okay, I get it. The people that deserve killing, sure, but like it got so unbelievable that I was like, nope, can't do it. But you also been watching a lot of the MCU stuff, right? You're all caught up for the most part.
Yes, yeah.
And you even kind of enjoyed Moon Knight, right? You son of a bitch!
I did. I enjoyed Moon Knight. My thought is that I enjoyed Moon Knight, but I can see
Yeah.
all the issues that other people had with it. Like
I think it
I
should have been
wasn't
2
blind to
seasons.
those issues. Like I feel like other people came in Moon Knight kind of looking for is it Doug Monk, Doug Minch?
Oh, Doug Bench. Yeah. His run. Yeah.
I feel like people came looking for that character,
Yeah.
and I feel like the scene where he goes into the galley and all the people are already dead that Moon
Yeah.
Knight has killed in the past. I feel like that's his representation for the Moon Knight that a lot of people are looking for. Like
Yeah.
this Moon Knight is like the redemption, get to know myself Moon Knight.
Yeah. I wouldn't have been if that was all it was, I don't think it would be better. I think they should either had his origin be all 6 issues or had the thing with Harrow, but I think they just crammed 2 stories together that didn't work too well.
Right.
And if they would have done one in season 1 and one in season 2, it would have been a lot better, I think. Like I think they should have really either explored his psychology or not at all, and then just delved into season 1 and then be like, oh, cliffhanger, there's more than one personality. What the hell? Something like that. But, that's how I would have handled it. But nobody pays me to do any of this shit. So
I know, right? They should consult some. I won't say some of us. Don't consult me. I'm full of terrible ideas that sound good to me.
Well, hey, that's you should definitely work for Marvel then. Well, listen, the audience usually goes first. I'm going to have you open your box. We can keep chatting, but I want to get you into your books and hopefully you like them because.
Okay.
Hopefully, don't have any of them either. That's the other thing. We'll see. We'll see how it is. So.
All right.
Do you collect anything other than comics? I see a few Funkos back there, but
I actually have not. I've actively tried to avoid the Funko rabbit hole.
Okay.
But I have a friend of mine bought 3 of them. The Stone Cold Funko back there came from my shop that closed. I think I only bought one of the Funkos that I have back there.
Okay.
The rest of them are given by people who want to make me go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, I've got a few that way too. They're not displayed, but I've managed to avoid that myself because I don't have
in my mind, because I'm just a little frugal, a little.
Yeah.
Comics is one rabbit hole enough for me.
Yeah, it's an expensive rabbit hole, even if you're frugal. Like it's
right.
It tends to be a lot of money. As I'm staring around these piles of books around me that you can't see on camera. Like, yeah, it's
all right. So we're gonna start at the start here position.
Yeah. Like I said, hopefully you dig them, and we'll just go into them and see. And if not, you just throw them against the wall and you walk away in rage and call it a day.
All right, we're gonna start off with Flash issue number 69. I think this is the B cover.
I think so. Yeah, it's the variant cover.
Right.
I didn't have a lot of Flash, so I kind of threw in some ones I hope you might not have, or at least were kind of interesting. I like that cover at least. I was like, all right, we'll see if he has it. So
right, and like a lot of the B covers from this Flash run, are like this. I didn't know what I was doing as a collector when I first started. So like I bought most of the Flash run from Williamson, which is where I started at Rebirth. Is where I started in DC. It was a nice, clean starting point.
That's good. And
I sold. Was that?
Oh no, go ahead. Yeah.
I sold most of them at one point or another, and then like in this last year, I've started thinking I should keep my books. Like at least the ones that I really enjoy. Like now I keep my Flashes, I keep my Moon Knights, I keep my Miles Moraleses.
Nice.
And maybe a couple of my 7 Secrets I kept. But the others I can kind of live without, and I can kind of resell in order to fund a little bit of the rabbit hole.
That's good. Yeah, you can't hold on to everything, otherwise it gets a little nuts.
This piles my little corner up and everything.
So I've not read the Williamson run of Flash. I heard it was good though. Did you obviously enjoyed it if you read them all?
It was really good. It was I say it was really good, but I don't have, as I said, I don't have a huge reference point since that was
you don't need a reference point. You just need to like what you like. I mean, that's all fair.
Okay. So I liked it. I put it that way.
There you go.
I liked it. For me, it went on to. after this long, almost 100-issue story, it came back around to the idea that the Reverse Flash is still the pettiest villain in all of comics.
Well,
Like,
he did kind of steal the look, right? And like the yellow and the red. Yeah. Like it's
right. Like, because Reverse Flash, unless they've changed it or unless they've retconned it out of existence, which DC does, the Reverse Flash to me can't actually kill Barry, since Barry is the idea of Barry and the idea of the Flash is the reason why he's the Reverse Flash.
okay,
from
yeah.
the future.
Oh
So
yeah,
he
he's like
can't kill
30th
Barry.
century or something, right? The Eobard Thawne, or I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he can't kill the Flash,
Nice.
but he can make the Flash miserable. he can make the Flash hate his life every day that he wakes up.
That's
He just
like
can't
messing
kill
with
him
Grandpa.
because what's that?
That's like messing with Grandpa for no reason. Like, yeah.
Right. That's it. He can't kill the Flash, but he can make him miserable. And so spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Godspeed, who is the villain that first starts the Flash run off, is actually a friend of Barry's whose brother died.
Okay.
And he wants Barry to go Flashpoint and bring his brother back.
Oh, all right.
And he ends up a villain because Barry won't help bring his brother back.
Okay.
Eventually, 90 issues down the road, they squash all that. They agree that he's not really a villain, and that saving his brother isn't the right thing to do. They're good friends, and then they have to go and they have to get Reverse Flash for this villain Paradox. And then after all three of them defeat Paradox, the Reverse Flash kills Godspeed just to piss Barry off. For no other reason. Godspeed to do anything to Eobard. He just kills him off because you're the Flash's friend.
Nice. I'll just have you describe the Flash to me. That I don't have to read it. It's perfect. I can just have you. Yeah.
There were broad things, and there's a better version of the Forces from season 6 or 7 of the Flash TV show.
Okay.
Like they jumped the shark with a lot of the storytelling from like half the TV shows later seasons are just Williamson stuff done worse.
Oh, fair enough. All right.
Okay. Next issue is Flash 176, which is a 12 center.
Yeah, and I don't think that's a huge key or not. I don't think it is, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. I'll have to look it up. But yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
But it is a nice cover. What is
I
this?
don't know.
Death stalks the Flash. There we go. All right.
Yeah, there you go.
We got this green mist. I don't know what Death is doing with this mist.
I will say the Flash has a fun rogues gallery. Like some of them are kind of, there's way too many speedsters, which I get, but like that, but some of the other ones like Captain Cold and all that, I'm like, yeah, that's all right. Like,
Captain Cold. Captain Cold is because of Wentworth Miller. That's his name. That played Captain Cold in the Flash show.
Oh yeah, the guy from Prison Break.
Right. I really need to get the every time I read a Flash book with Captain Cold in it, I always read it in his voice because he did a really good job. I kind of looking back, I hate the fact that they kind of squashed the rogues in like the first season, and then by the end of the first season of Legends of Tomorrow, he died.
Yeah, I just don't think he wanted to be on the show. I think they had a bigger plan for him. Honestly, because I watched that first season of Legends of Tomorrow, which was not a great season either. But I thought like it all looked like Captain Cold was going to be like end up being the leader and stuff, and then they killed him off. I'm like, I think he just wanted out of that contract. He's like, I can't do this anymore.
Right.
So Heatwave and whatever the other guys was.
Between he and Heatwave, I would have rather Heatwave turned into the heroic sacrificing person.
Yeah, I think the other guy's a better actor because Heatwave is just kind of so wooden and so like, But
right. Whatever. But if Wentworth Miller didn't want to be on the show, then you can't make him stay.
I could be way off, but that was just my guess. Like,
okay.
It didn't seem like he was into it.
All right.
So.
Let's see what we got next. Oh. Transformers Micronauts issue number 1.
Yeah.
This is something I know very little about.
Perfect. Good. Because I threw some weirdo ones in there that I'm like, you threw titles I didn't think I had, then I had to go digging. I'm like, wait, I do have something you might not have. So we'll see. Like, yeah.
All right.
It might be awful. I've not read it, so it might be god awful. I apologize if it is, but
I think for as long as IDW has had the Transformers license,
yeah,
I assume they somewhat know what they're doing.
You'd think, yeah, but
we'll see.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, I don't. It's not Micronauts. I said Micronauts. It's Micro.
That's fine. It's like Micro Masters, or I don't even Headmaster. I don't even know. I
remember
can't keep up with all those anyways. So yeah, you can say whatever you want. I wouldn't have known the difference.
I remember the Headmasters from one season of Transformers, but I don't know what the Micromasters is.
I don't either. Honestly, I remember the Headmasters. I watched the original cartoon growing up, and I loved the original movie with Orson Welles as the weird ass voice of Unicron or whatever. And
yes. The original movie is, in fact, I have grabbed a couple of clips from the original movie to stick in some of my videos lately.
Nice.
Hold on. Let's see. There we go. I didn't want to cough over everybody. Oh, yeah. and then I couldn't unmute myself.
Yeah, fair enough.
I have like sign language the rest of the show, and I don't know sign language.
That's all right. Just hold up the thing and point to it, and then you start.
All right. Let's see. Next we have, and I like this cover. Transformers G.I. Joe number 1. It is, and I don't know much about Jay Lee, but I've heard his name 800 times.
He was a big artist in the 90s. Like he was like the second generation of the Image guys after Jim Lee and stuff. He kind of came right after that. And he did a lot more sketchy kind of weirdness. And he's been like a regular cover artist since then. He hasn't done a whole lot of other stuff. He's done some interiors and he's back to doing them now, I think. But for the most part, he was just became a cover artist. And I dig some of his covers. He's got this unique way of drawing that I kind of like.
Right. So if this is his cover, or whoever's cover it is, I really like. I like the kind of stone, almost grayish looking Optimus. Like they're in the looks like the fog of war kind of thing.
Yeah. And you get some Snake Eyes, you get some G.I. Jane or whatever, Lady Jane and
Lady Jane, yeah. So I like this cover.
And I'm guessing he did the interiors on that too, just because like he's only 2 names on the credit, and the other guy's a writer. So I know that much.
All right. Well, that's 2. That's at least 2 new Transformers books.
Nice. And Sid from Six Face says that Jay Lee's art's amazing and has done a ton of Something's Killing the Children covers.
Aha.
Yeah. I've not had the energy. I've kind of stopped with collecting a lot of the variants just because I ran out of energy. Like I think they're great, but like can't hunt them down. Who has the time?
No, and I am a variant person. I'm cheating and looking at the back. I'm cheating and looking at the back of this one.
All right.
Okay, I think it's issue 1. All right. So I'm a variant person, but at the right price.
Yeah.
Like I'm not one of those that are gonna run out, and even if it's an exclusive or a character I like, I'm not running out and getting the exclusive on the first day.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when I was growing up and kids would run out and get Jordans on the first day. They'd line up in front of Foot Locker 2 hours before the mall opens. And it's not that I couldn't go get Jordans. I just wasn't running out on the very first day, 7:00 in the morning, to wait at the mall on some Jordans, just so I can go to school and some of the guys who may or may not like me, ooh and ah, and 1 or 2 may try to jump me for my shoes in school. I wasn't doing all that. And so I look at exclusives the same way. Like I got a couple of Moon Knight exclusives that I wanted on day 1, but I waited for like a year until the price came down.
Yeah.
That Miles Morales.
The Peach.
I think it's a Champions Outlawed variant. And I've eyeballed it for like a year and a half. But one came about for like $10. And I'm like, okay, I'll take it.
Nice. There you go. Now
Right.
do you own Jordans now? That's the other question then.
I don't. Well, I have a couple of pair that are like older. I haven't bought any new ones.
Yeah.
One day I may think about it one day, but it doesn't tickle my fancy now.
Yeah.
Now I'm like all New Balance and Asics.
Yeah. Arch support and comfort. I hear you. Like
I've missed my Jordan window for myself.
Apparently, you got to watch out for those. Apparently, the New Balance, though, I didn't know this. I was reading an article this morning. Like, white nationalists have now declared New Balance as their shoe. I'm like, like really?
Oh no! Oh no! now I have.
I think you're probably safer wearing them than I am. But
I still have to defend my or denounce my allegiance every once in a while now.
Yeah, still. I'm like, what the hell? Like, why New Balance? Really, you dickheads?
Oh, that is funny. All right, so I think this is Transformers versus Terminator #1.
It is, yes. And we were talking backstage, and you actually like all the Terminator movies, which, yeah.
I do. Yeah, the Terminator movies are just movies I can sit back and kind of just mindlessly watch.
That's cool. Yeah.
That's basically what they are.
Of the ones that have come out, what's your favorite of the bunch?
So T2 is always my favorite.
Okay. I was gonna have to like kick you off the channel otherwise, because like that's
no. I know a classic when I see one.
Yeah.
In fact, I was in DJ Lynx's chat.
Yeah.
The other day, or I was in someone's chat and he was there, but the action movie subject came up. And we were talking about emotional things, and I was like, to this day, the thumbs up at the end of T2.
Oh yeah,
I people are cutting onions every time I watch the movie. to this date, I'm 42, 43. I don't know how old I am, but I'm a little old to be cutting onions for T2, but that's how it is.
Hey. It is a classic. It is a classic. I like the first one.
So I read this miniseries.
Okay.
It was okay. The first, I liked the fact that the first issue, since both the Transformers series, the cartoon, and Terminator both came out, I think, in 1984.
Yeah.
So the first issue basically has both sets of robots landing in the same proximity at the same time.
All right.
But then by issue number 3, I get kind of confused, and issue 4 kind of landed with a dud a little bit. Sure. It's open to do another one, but I doubt they do another one.
I've actually heard good, like the Transformers have crossed over with a lot of weird fucking things. I've actually heard good things about the Transformers My Little Pony crossover.
I have heard the same, and I don't know how that works. I actually wonder how the Transformers and Back to the Future crossover work.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Is that a real one too? I didn't know that.
That's a real one. I don't know anybody that read it, but that is a real one.
Well, I'm tasking you with the mission to read both of those because you're the Transformers guy now. So
that's a real one. Transformers and Ghostbusters, I think, is a real one.
So it's whatever whatever licensed properties they had, they are mashing together and like.
This is IDW. What else does IDW have that hasn't been mashed up with Transformers?
They've lost a lot of their rights lately, and I think they might have even be losing. I think they might be losing the Transformers. Yeah, they are losing the Transformers.
Yeah, they're losing the Transformers. They need one more licensed property that makes some Transformers before they go.
Yeah. Well, they're doing Star Wars again, so like Star Wars Transformers would be interesting.
Aha.
Yeah. I don't think they'll do it for a lot of reasons, but that'd be interesting.
does IDW who does the occasional Marvel Avengers stories outside of Marvel?
That's IDW, yeah, because I think Marvel owns IDW, I think, and so they do like the kids Avengers and the kids Star Wars books and stuff. So that's IDW.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Because I would love and I would propose if it could ever happen to have a Unicron Galactus crossover.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah. Sid asks if they did Power Rangers and Transformers. I don't think so. I think they've done Power Rangers and Godzilla. I think that's going on now. I believe. But yeah.
Power Rangers, I think, have had a couple of crossovers. I don't think Transformers is one.
No, I don't think so. I don't know. I can't. Yeah, I don't read a lot of those, so it's not. I'm not in my wheelhouse. But I like it'd be a fun idea as long as it's not like Donny Cates writing, because then it's just him smashing toys against each other. And
I mean, the first 2/3 will be good, but then
then he'll have a crappy ending, and it'll be like, what the hell? Yeah, I'm talking about the Hulk Thor crossover. It was hot fucking garbage.
I missed Thor 26, I think.
Yeah.
And I haven't been back to it. It was interesting. I was in the middle of it, but I hadn't gone back to it yet to finish it up.
Now's a good time to come back because the Hulk Banner of War thing just wrapped up, so it'll be back to being a regular Thor book again. So you can just skip that nonsense.
Or a regular Hulk book where we can
regular Hulk book, yeah, whatever, one of the two.
Where we can do more what is that, Spaceship Hulk?
Oh yeah, I think
everybody's of the opinion that like Spaceship Hulk is gonna die after Banner of War, but like there's still more exploration that Donny Cates teased that we hadn't got to yet. So I assume that Starship Hulk is going to keep on going.
Yeah, he'll drag it out for 18 to 24 issues of nonsense.
I do think, and I don't remember what issue it is, or if it's a one-shot special, but I do think the Thanos with the black gauntlet and everything with Mjolnir and the stones in it. Yeah. I think there is a comic. I don't know if it's a one shot or if it's just in Thor's issues. I do think that's pretty close. I saw something about
it in Thor's issues, and I think it's still coming yet. So yeah.
I think he's pretty close to dropping that one. We may get that before 2024 or something.
Maybe. He's probably getting close to wrapping up his Thor run, is my guess, but I could be wrong.
How long was Venom?
30 issues, right? Or 35. So
he may be. Well, no,
we're getting to about 30.
So we're what, late 20s in Thor?
Yeah, we're almost at 30 for Thor. So.
Okay, yeah. So he may be close to wrapping it up.
Yeah, I'll be okay with that.
And it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I like it is, although it's gotten. I'm sick of the mopey, sad Thor, but I also don't want the Taika Waititi Thor: Love and Thunder Thor either. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm a picky bastard. So
I think I don't know because I don't know what Thor does as a king. Do we know? Or
no, he hasn't done shit as a king. I think that's the problem. I think they've got to figure out some way to write him off the throne because I don't think he's interesting as a king.
I was about to ask, has he assumed the throne before?
Yeah, he's probably. I think so, but yeah, they usually figure out a way to like depower him or something. Like he'll probably end up bringing Odin will probably come back somehow, is my guess.
Okay,
and then it'll all be reset because you can't keep in power forever. Like it's just not good. But anyway.
Because I always wonder what happens, and because there's a lot of this with Spider-Man.
Yeah,
and I always wonder what happens when you finally give the character the carrot on the stick that we've always been dangling. Like we've been dangling the happiness with Mary Jane for like decades. what happens when you let him grab that carrot? Then
Well, you can have Mephisto take it all away for one more day, and then you have to have a time jump and have Mary Jane with kid with somebody else, and like I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Like they're never allowed. You can't have them happy for too long because that's so good. Just happy
all right.
characters.
Let's see. So my next book, I am not sure what this is, but it almost looks like Cujo and some woman melded together.
I can't remember the title of that one either. That's another. It's an indie book. It's a random throw in for you because he said just throw in random ones. So I threw in a random one.
Right. But I do like this cover. I don't know why Cujo came to mind.
I can't remember what it is, honestly. I apologize.
Oh no problem. Let's see what we have here. So it's from Scout. Broken Souls Ballad.
Okay, that's one. It's on my stack of stuff to read. It's been recommended by a bunch of people, and I have my own copies of it, but I've not read it yet. So if you get to it first, let me know if it's good.
Okay.
What's up, Chop? What's up, everybody? Yeah, I'm just saying. Sorry, the chat's crazy. Yeah, Chop. Everyone's here. This Crucius and all the regulars. They're all.
All right. All right. Next book up is one that I've heard a lot about and I never got into. But that Texas Blood #1 looks like a third printing.
Yeah, that's a fun book. If you like kind of slow burn Southern murder mystery kind of sheriffy stuff, it's a good book. I dig that one a lot, actually. So yeah.
Okay.
You'll have to let me know what you think of that one if you get to it. But yeah.
Okay. I'll jump into it. I'll definitely give everything a try.
And you can get those collected and trade pretty cheaply too, which is good. It's like or back issue bins for like $1 for some of those. So some of those are fun reads. So
this is one that I need, and I think I need one more. I don't have issue #1, but this is Moon Knight #2, the special edition.
Yeah, I have copies of that.
I have issue 3 around here somewhere.
Yeah. I had an extra. I was like, and you were the one person. I was like, all right, it's worthy to go to Flash by Night because I knew you'd appreciate it. Because
we'll definitely appreciate.
We agree. I love the Moon Knight. I love Moon Knight, not necessarily for the marine reasons, but I like the DID and like the weirdness of the character and. No, like a lot of people write him really weirdly and stuff, and I get it. You have to change how you write for the character, but I'm enjoying Jed MacKay's run currently. I really like Jeff Lemire's run, and even Warren Ellis, although Warren Ellis is kind of a garbage human being. But like I like, yeah.
You get one of those every once in a while.
Yeah. It turns out you get nerdy comic book characters and give them a hint of power, and then their dicks are
women. Every once in a while, one of them's a terrible person.
Yeah, exactly.
I was watching BJ Kicks. I don't know if you know who that is, but I was watching this channel, and he had been collecting the Green Lantern mosaic. Which is really hard to find because apparently the writer is another garbage human being. They disavowed the book entirely.
That's. It turns out there's a lot of garbage comic book people, which is kind of sad. There's a lot of really good ones, but there's some like you start poking around, you're like, oh, that sounds so good. Like,
well, I look at it like human beings in general.
Yeah,
there's some good apples and some bad apples.
That's true.
And people are just people. All right, now I recognize this. Ice Cream Man.
Yeah.
By David Mack.
Yeah, I love David Mack's covers too. I just think he's a great cover artist, and
I've got. Do I have one or two David Mack covers? I have a David Mack Philadelphia cover.
Oh yeah.
And then I think I still have the David Mack Supergirl. What's the Tom King Supergirl run?
Oh, that's the newest one. I can't think of yeah.
So I think issue #3 had a David Mack cover.
Oh, nice.
I think I still have it.
Yeah. Have you read any Ice Cream Man?
I have not read Ice Cream Man.
I listen. The nice thing
about
it
to everybody's reviews, and everybody loves it.
Yeah, It's
But I
kind of a
haven't read it.
horror book, kind of not. But each issue stands alone, so you don't need to read any of the rest of them. You can just pick it up, and it's like a one and done story. Usually a little sad and kind of creepy. So if you're in the mood for sad and creepy, pick that one up someday and read it. But if not, just throw it aside.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll once again, I'll open this one out. I'll
Yeah.
gently open it because I don't want to put my grubby fingerprints all over it. But I will
Yeah.
open this one and read it.
And that's the problem. That's some of the issue I have with some of these valuable ones. I do think comics should be read, but I know what you're saying. Like you got to
Yeah.
treat them with baby gloves and care. But I also want to read them and poke around and like, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Like I want to read it. I don't want to put a chicken stain on it or anything.
yeah. There you go.
All right. Next book. Oh, and is this? All right. This last one. Let me tell you, it's one of the ones that I said I wasn't going to pick up on day one, but I was gonna wait all of humanity out for like the next 3 or 4 years. I was gonna wait out every human being on Earth, and then grab the Tyler Kirkham Moon Knight Damage cover.
Nice.
I just couldn't bring myself to pay what eBay wants for this thing.
Yeah, it's a ton of money.
Even for the usually I can wait and I can find a trade dress exclusive.
Yeah.
For a decent price,
and
maybe not the Virgin.
Book. Yeah.
This one just refuses to. Well, I say refuses to come down. I still have a few months on me, but so I appreciate everything. But I really appreciate this.
Well, good. I'm glad you like that one because that was the grand finale. And if not, I was like, oh, I'm screwed.
Oh no, you did really well. I'm
glad you like it.
I am now nervous.
No, please. That's a Tyler Kirkham. That's a Whatnot exclusive. It's kind of a hard one to find, but I had a couple. Yeah, I lucked out and got one on a reasonable price, and I was like, all right, I'll give it. Yeah, I'll pay it forward. So, yeah.
Back when Whatnot was like Daenerys Targaryen's army. When it was unsullied.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little sullied now, but that is what it is.
It's a little sullied.
Yeah. So, do you have a favorite comic book movie or anything, or
TV
show?
Favorite comic book movie or TV show? Oh,
you don't have to. I'm just curious.
I don't know if I have a favorite. If I had a favorite, the dark horse would be Guardians of the Galaxy. Is it 2?
2 has Eagle of the Living Planet with Kurt Russell.
Yeah, I think one was a better movie.
Yeah.
But between the ending with Yondu and I like the soundtrack.
Okay.
A little bit better in 2. So I don't know if it's my favorite, but it is one of those ones where unless I have an emergency going on, if it's on TV, I'll sit down and watch it and laugh at Baby Groot and enjoy myself.
Yeah, I think James Gunn knows how to write a good superhero movie. I think he does,
right, and TV show apparently.
And TV show, yeah. Have you watched Peacemaker?
Yeah, I watched Peacemaker.
Okay.
What's
up, Kenneth?
I watched the Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of bad taste, I like the Suicide Squad, the first Suicide Squad movie.
It had its
moments. I understand its issues.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see if David Ayer, I think is the director.
Yeah.
If he had different ideas, I'd love to see what it is. But I watched the Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah.
Going into Peacemaker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like. What did you think of do you like Peacemaker? Did you like the Suicide Squad?
I like them both.
Yeah.
I like them both. My tastes are all over. Like I'm really easy to please.
Yeah.
So like your show or movie has to be like new Fantastic Four terrible in order for me not to at at least
All
somewhat
right.
enjoy myself.
Okay, because yeah, the new Fantastic Four is pretty god awful.
I saw it. I saw it on cable. I didn't go to the movies and see it, so I saw it on cable for free, and I wanted my time back.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad one. Now, okay, then do you have? You're fairly recent to collecting. Do you have a like most prized comic book that you own? Like, it doesn't have to be the most valuable or anything, but do you have like a prized possession that's a collectible?
Nothing big. I have I've got 2 second prints of Ultimate Fallout 4 that are signed by Crane.
Nice. No acetate cover?
No acetate. I've got a couple of acetate covers, just not that one.
All right.
I when DC was doing the Year of the Villain, maybe a couple of years ago, I've got a couple of the acetate covers that came from that.
Yeah. The real acetates, not the
real acetate covers. The ones that come with the book from the manufacturer.
Yeah, nice.
But I don't know if I have that prized possession yet.
That's cool.
You have what will probably be my crown jewel. That Werewolf by Night 32. That's
I lucked out with a trade for that one. That was my
right. I kept up with that story. I'm like, all right. Hopefully you get to hopefully. I think you were wanting that Amazing Spider-Man to come back a 9/8 to kind of
but I was
get
okay.
an even trade.
Yeah, I ended up throwing some other stuff in to make the trade work, but I was okay with that because I really wanted to.
It's okay. That's all right. I'll throw a couple of extra books in.
And considering I paid $3 for the book I ended up trading,
that was also wild because when you showed the book and you said, oh, the I didn't write down start here, but the side with the tab.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
when
you showed the book and said that you got it for $3, like I recognize that book. Who didn't grab that book for
a lot of people
go to 5 or 10 or whatever?
That's okay. So because the guy reran it. He had it up for $5 and nobody bid on it. So then I'm like, can you run it again? He's like, sure. And I'll drop it down because nobody else had interest. I was like, okay. So
like, please don't let anybody else come in here. Please don't let anybody that knows something come in here.
It was a very nervous minute of my life.
Because you never know. They run it once and nobody sees it, and then the next time 2 or 3 people will have come in the room
or they're like, why did you watch this again? Yeah, they'll have a chance to look it up. Yeah, that's the
right. Like what? Like or if you ask them to run it the second time, somebody gets the itching. Why does he want this book?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and I did have to pay to get it pressed and clean, but still, I didn't have a lot into it money wise, so I'm not. I can't complain.
It's all worth it.
Well, listen, I'm going to dive in and see what I got here. I'm looking forward to this.
All right.
Hell yeah, nice. This is an homage to the old the first appearance of Loki. I can't remember the issue.
I forget the issue number. It's Journey in the Mystery something or
85
rather
maybe 86 something like that. It's got Stan on there if you can't see.
Right, yeah. Stan is Loki.
That's awesome. I don't have this one either. I don't have this variant. I don't think I even have an issue 700. So this is awesome. Hell yeah.
Right.
Nice, guys. Look at that. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big Thor guy. I like the mythology behind it all, and I like the nerdiness of it, and except for I didn't care for the new movie. Oh hell yeah!
Look, so I was watching you on the 10-1-1 on Gary B's channel, and I saw it. I'm like, well, there goes one.
That's all no, I don't care. I will happily have multiple copies of this book. I think it's an underrated book. And like I will defend this Alpha Flight run. Now I need to go back and reread it all, but I love John Byrne's art. And I love the fact that they had the balls to pretty much kill off the main leader of the team right off the bat. And,
they did?
Yeah, Guardian, he doesn't make it very long, and his wife ends up taking over as Vindicator, and it was a whole thing because nobody trusted her and she didn't know what the hell she was doing. But then you get the hairy little dude. It's the first appearance of Puck, and I think also I can't remember her name, but it's first appearance of her as well. So yeah, this is Yeah, I love Alpha Flight. Hell yeah, I will happily hold on to all these.
All
Oh, and I
right.
do not have this version either. So heck yeah, man. Oh, and it's signed. You son of a bitch, you. Nice.
I saw him. I saw Scotty Young out
Nice.
at Heroes Con, and I got a couple of things signed. I'm like, we
Oh,
throw one of
this is
these in here.
awesome, man. Yeah, this is fantastic.
And
If you
I
guys
think
have not read, this is like I know like it was a hot spec for a minute and it's cooled off, but this is actually a legitimately good read as well. Like I think Scotty Young's very good at writing teen characters that don't act like dumbasses or that do, but in a good way. And like not like I don't know if have you tried reading like Teen Titans Academy, because I thought that was god awful. And
I tried the first. No, I read the Future State Teen Titans books, but I never
yeah,
came back to. I never came back to the Teen Titans.
it was the same writer and
Academy.
it was not a good thing. And
I heard terrible things
yeah,
about issue 1, and I bought issue 1, but I never
yeah,
did read it because
it's
it
not very,
sounded like a sinking ship.
not very good. But yeah, this is great. It's a Walmart variant, like Sid
Yeah.
said, and I love Roberto Ramos's art on this too. I really do. I think he's a great fit for this, and he managed to do every single issue, which he's not the fastest in the world, so that's impressive. Like,
And
they took the time off maybe,
that's coming back sometime soon, correct?
yeah, I think yeah, for the next school year or whatever they're calling it. So they're calling it like yeah. So I don't know if it's going to have the same creative team. I don't know if they've decided that yet. I hope they do. But hell yeah, man! This is my first Scotty Young signature too. So
All right.
hell yeah.
That kind of makes me nervous whenever you have a creative team that does really well
Yeah.
on a book you really like. Like I was a little nervous coming off of the Joshua Williamson Flash,
Yeah.
going into Jeremy Adams, and I didn't know what he was gonna do, and it started off as this time hopping thing where Wally is hopping in and out of people's bodies. Like, well, what is this for? And it's basically a time traveling lesson for him
Okay.
to kind of settle back into being the Flash, because Wally is the Flash currently.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Well, according to Sid, they're doing a final exam mini next. So nice. Thanks, Sid.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like whenever creative teams switch and you've liked one. Now, when creative teams are not good, I'm like, please go away. Please. We'll see. Because like I don't know if you're reading Batman, but Chip Zdarsky is writing Batman now, and I'm hoping he can really write that ship because they've been doing him dirty for a bit.
I grabbed the first issue. I haven't grabbed the second issue yet. I have taken a few weeks because I had a couple of financial things come in, so I've taken a few weeks off. I know I've got at least like $100 pile at my shop for whenever the next time I go back.
Yeah.
But I did grab the first issue of Chip's Batman because I didn't want to miss out on like I missed out on Daredevil. I kind of wish I have grabbed Daredevil at the very beginning.
Yeah.
But once the train leaves the station for me, it's kind of hard to get back.
Yeah. I mean, you got to make friends at the dollar bins, because I think you could probably find a lot of the Daredevil in the dollar bins.
So my old shop, I'm at a fairly new shop. My old shop decided to close their storefront.
Oh, gotcha.
And just sell older books and keys online, which they were already doing, and I guess we're doing fairly well. And so between the pandemic and all of the changes in ordering and Diamond and Penguins and what's the other?
Oh, yeah, what's the other
distributor? Lunar, between Moons and Penguins and Diamond and the pandemic, they decided that it was more of a headache than they wanted to deal with.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So now I'm going to a shop across town, and he doesn't have dollar bins. He has bins of books, but most of them are still cover price.
Oh, that's yeesh.
Yeah.
All right.
and I look around because I really do want to dig through some of the bins and see what I can find and see what I can read. But
Yeah, I'm a cheap,
I don't want
I'm a
to pay. I
cheap
don't want to
bastard.
pay $3 or $4 or $5
Yeah.
for what everybody else is digging in bins for $1 for.
Yeah, I'm too cheap for that stuff myself. If I want to read
Yeah.
it and I know it's not a key, and I know it's not ever gonna probably be a key, I'm like, I'll wait. I'll either
Right,
figure it
right.
out digitally or I'll find it online in a giant bundle. But like, I
Yeah,
can't pay.
pretty
Like
much.
you,
And I have a Comixology / Amazon Comics / Kindle Plus, whatever they call it, account. And so I can go and for books I want, older books I want to read, I can go and usually find a good deal on them.
oh
If
yeah,
not on Comixology Unlimited, I
yeah,
can wait until they have like a 60-70% off sale and buy it that way. And
yeah,
so going and buying, recently, not going and buying modern books full price basically
yeah.
is just not, it's not a thing I can do.
I've also started. Do you have a Hoopla account by any chance?
I do not. I
It's
should get one. I've heard
yeah.
25 people say it, and I haven't
Yeah,
looked
it's
into it.
tied to the local library, and Cole from Comic Claims has like finally forced me to get it. And I read all of Paper Girls this month on it because there's a limited amount of credits you have. So I
Mhm.
used up all my credits, but I got all the Paper Girls run because I knew it was coming to Amazon, and so I got all that. And then next month I'm going to read. You can get the entire Saga compendium, all 50 issues, as one credit. And so I'm like, oh yeah. So like you just got to be kind of strategic with like how you do it, but you can get some fairly, they're all it's free if you have the library, and so
Right.
yeah, that's where I'm gonna read, like read
So,
some of those.
so, so how was Paper Girls?
It's a good read, okay show. It's not a
Okay.
bad show. It's just kind of, I think like most of these kind of things, I think the comic book was better, but whatever. So
Yeah, I've got to get around. In fact, I forgot about this show
well,
on
there you
list of
go.
shows I need to look forward to. I had forgotten about it,
There's a
but
lot out.
it looked interesting.
Yeah,
But it's on my list of things to get back to,
I mean it's a
along
good
with
binge watch if you have Amazon. Like if you look,
yeah.
you got some hours to kill. So
I've got Amazon.
oh, I don't have this one either. I've been hunting.
Oh, really?
Well, okay, I'm a cheap bastard. And like, I have a couple copies of Spider-Man 2099 #1, but
Yes.
like, but back when I started into this, like nobody was considering this the first appearance, and now it kind of is, obviously. And
Right.
but I'm not paying that much for a preview. Fuck you. But I'm like, so I was being patient. I was trying to pull the TJ, just wait, and I'm like, it'll come down. I'll get it.
All
I'll get it like
right.
a but. Now I have it, so thank you. This is awesome.
All right. Yeah, I had a couple of issues since before 2099 kind of
Yeah.
warmed up with the original Spider-Verse movie. And so, share the love, share the I don't know about share the wealth, but
Yeah.
we'll share.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, Lefty. Well, I think they might be kind of accurate. I've not hung out with a lot of 12-year-old girls, but I'd imagine they're probably really annoying in real life too.
That's like I watched watching Superman and Lois on CW.
Yeah.
And I've seen people say that they like the show. The show is great, but the kids are emo and they've got attitudes. And I'm like, well, what do you think kids do?
Yeah.
I am not surprised that either one is acting out or acting inward or
Yeah.
whatever John and Jordan were going through. Like all of that stuff looks like they're teenagers.
Yeah. And that's one of the better CW shows too, I think. I think that's one of the I didn't love the latest villain that much. I didn't think that was great with the Bizarro world and stuff, but it was
Right.
still entertaining.
I liked the Bizarro World twist
Sure.
because they made sure to plant the word Doomsday.
Oh yeah. Everybody was speaking on Doomsday for like 2 weeks.
They planted the word Doomsday in a few of the episodes leading up to the reveal.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. But and I heard they're apparently replacing Jonathan Kent next season, so
but that means there's going to be a next season.
It should. I mean, it's one of their better shows. They have to bring it back, even if Warner Brothers they can't be that stupid to get rid of that one. But
I was worried.
Nice. I don't have this issue either.
Oh
yeah.
That is so. Werewolf by Night 32 is the first appearance of Moon Knight, but the last page of this book is the first mention of Moon Knight.
Oh, so first cameo. It's like Hulk 180.
Um, it has a little banner on the last page that says
Yeah, it
next
says coming
issue.
next issue. Yeah,
The is it the Assassin Moon Knight or something like that?
nice.
But
That's
yeah, so
awesome.
that's the first mention of Moon Knight.
Hell yeah! Thank you, sir. And then this one I recognize, and I might have, but this is in better condition than the one I have too. So this is great. This is the first Stained Glass Scarlet, who
All right.
was a little surprised they didn't bring her into the show. If it gets a second season, I'm guessing they're going this way, but I could be wrong.
It's hard. It's hard because like I said, my theory with the show is that a lot of and I guess you can move villains and characters around.
Yeah.
But my theory for the show is that all of the old stuff has already been done in his first go round as Moon Knight.
Yeah, maybe.
And
yeah.
but like I said, but there's nothing stopping you from introducing a Stained Glass Scarlet later on in his life and writing a good story.
Yeah.
Assuming
it'll piss off the
writing
comic
this
fans,
story.
but everything pisses off comic fans. Oh, all right. Ooh, I don't have this one either. I don't have a lot of the old Superboys, but I love them. I like.
All right.
Maybe
And
Bonnie and Clyde. Nice.
Is that Neil Adams?
I think it might be.
It
looks like a Neil Adams face on here. And
I'm not great. I'm not great with all of that stuff, but I think that's a Neil Adams cover.
I think it probably. I think you might be right because it looks like a Neil Adams face on Superboy, but I could be wrong. So.
How? I guess this is a technical question, but how would you tell a Neil Adams face? Is it just something
like you can just sort of tell? I don't know the certain characters, the way they draw the mouths and stuff, and that just looks like a mouth that he does. So
gotcha. It's just something you see over time, and you kind of just see the pattern.
Yeah. Oh. There's a nice. There's a new preview. Mark Twain with a bunch of characters are bad idea. Nice. And then Bad Idea Comics is another company that's impossible to try and keep up with. None of my LCSs get their books, so I do not. I do not have all the backup stories in the old Hulk magazines. I don't have any of the old Hulk magazines, Kyle. I don't know. What about you?
I've just recently found out about the old Hulk magazines. I think they're like some oversized ones.
Yeah.
That have Moon Knight stories in them.
Yeah. There's also like is it issue of Foom? There's one issue. There's one other like one that's like a really early appearance that I need to get at some point. It's got a mostly black and white cover with like a red type on the top, and I can't think what it's called. But anyways. Ooh, hell yeah.
All right.
Dude. Yeah. These are definitely my jam.
Yeah, I figured some of the first ones I'm like, well, maybe I'll get lucky and he'll like them.
Oh no,
but I figured the older ones I knew were in your wheelhouse.
Oh yeah. I love all these. I would love to have a full run of Strange Tales. I am not made of money, and so that's never gonna happen. Like the Strange Tales 110 with like the first Doctor Strange, there's no way in hell I can afford that one. But, like some of these 150s, and I do not have this one or the last one, which I'm peeking and cheating to see in the head. So now I do, and I'm very happy. These are awesome.
Okay.
Like, I love just the like they had such great faith in technology to do things that we just never did. Like Dum Dum Dugan. Goddamn. How many guns are on that thing? That's a lot of
like how do you even aim that? It's like 6 barrels.
That's a spray and pray. Yeah. Oh, and then we have this one's in really nice shape too. The 144, with the Druid, Dr. Druid. Is it Dr.? I don't think it's Dr. Druid. It might be in this one, but I'm not sure. So
and it is also the first appearance of Jasper Sitwell.
Oh, nice. Okay.
From Winter Soldier
Shield. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. And it's got a flying car. I mean, we really should have flying cars by now.
It's got a flying car. It's like Lola from Agents of Shield.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that show was not bad either. That Agents of Shield.
I enjoyed it. I think the first season was just a it was what it was.
Yeah,
But as time moved on, they improved it. I think I'm in the corner with most people enjoying that Ghost Rider season the most.
yeah,
But
yeah. That was a
the
good
Ghost
Ghost
Rider
Rider.
season was that the same season as what was that? The Framework, when everybody was stuck in little chambers and they were living this utopian type life.
I think so. It might have been the season after that, but I think it was the same season. That was another one where the seasons were too long and it kind of all ran together for me.
Right.
But
But I think they learned a good lesson. I think halfway through their run.
yeah. And also not to like be so religiously tied to the MCU. They finally they were like, we're just gonna do our own thing.
Right.
But I really liked their version of Robbie Reyes. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I enjoyed Robbie Reyes. I kind of enjoyed and I think he died, but that kind of Captain America stand-in almost.
Yeah.
He took over as the leader of SHIELD, and I won't say he had some type of super soldier serum in him.
Oh,
but he was kind of by the rules and by the book, and he didn't like Coulson's way of kind of playing by the seat of his pants.
Yeah.
I like that character. I'm always a fan of May of the Cavalry.
Oh yeah, May was great. I do think when they got into space in the last season, last bit, I was like, all right, you guys are going a little bit too long.
It's time to wrap up. They're in space. They're gambling in space. That was fun.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's about time to. And I think they wrapped it up really well.
Yeah. They could have used a little more Tahiti at the end, but no, they did a good job.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
that's because Coulson, quote unquote, died, right?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Yeah. So what are you reading now that you really like? Are you? I know it's been a couple weeks. Do you have any current titles you're reading that you dig?
I just got through Strange number 5 and Moon Knight 14.
Yeah.
I've got Dual Power Bomb 3 on my desk. I haven't cracked it yet. I'm gonna crack it next.
Yeah. Have you read the first two of that one?
Was that?
Have you read the first two of Dual Power Bomb?
I read the first two.
Okay, what'd you think of
that? The issue number 2 changed my mind completely about the whole series.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, how does this? I don't want for anybody who hasn't read it, I don't want to spoil it. But how does this person live this life for like 10 years knowing what they know?
Yeah.
I was completely sucked in. Like how do you live with that?
I don't know. Yeah. And I love the art on that. I think it's a great miniseries. I think if it wraps up well, it's going to be one of the best things of this year.
Yeah.
But
and then I've got Metal Society 4 sitting over there in my to read pile.
That's one where I think it's going to wait. I'm waiting for trade paperback for that. I read the first couple and I was like, all right, it's not bad. But like you gotta get to the fucking fighting already. And I don't think it does until the last issue, which the way I get, but I'm like, all right, I'll wait, I'll read it in trade.
Yeah, I think it's only 5 issues.
Yeah.
And so they'll get to the fight and I feel like there's still another twist coming. Like there's like this fight isn't just gonna happen straight up.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens in issue number 5. Yeah. If there are one too many shenanigans in one issue, I don't know.
Yeah. Are you a fantasy fan as well? Are you watching like the Game of Thrones? Or are you looking forward to the Lord of the Rings or anything? Or
I missed the boat on the Game of Thrones, but it's one show that since the House of the Dragon was coming out, I decided I'd devote myself to trying to catch up, and so I've made it through season number 4.
You just stop now and start watching. No, just don't watch the last season of the last one. You'll be fine.
Well, I mean, since my taste isn't that keen, I may not want to throw my TV through the wall because
that's fair.
I've heard some displeasure with the last.
I'll be very curious then to hear your opinion on it when you get caught up, because yeah, that'll be interesting to
Okay,
hear
but
for sure.
right now I'm really enjoying, and it's probably because of how I am. I'm really enjoying Lord Baelish
Yeah.
and was it Barish, the
Oh, the
the bald guy
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
who doesn't enjoy anything, but
Yeah, the
but
House of
but
the Hand. Yeah, I can't think of
but
what else he calls himself. But yeah, 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 yeah.
he's a spy. He has all the secrets,
Yeah, with his little worm, his
and
little kids, creepy little kids running around. Yeah.
and then what's his name? Tyrion.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
what's the actor's name?
Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I enjoyed their three characters because they're all kind of witty, and they all survive, at least to this point, survive on kind of word of mouth and quick
yeah,
thinking, and what they can do besides swing a sword. So I like those characters probably more than the fighters in the
yeah. You
show.
like the sneaky bastards? I get you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
especially Bayless when he pushes his new wife through the little hole in the castle
Oh yeah.
and says I've only loved one woman in my life, and it's your sister. Like, what is this?
Yeah, he's a cold-hearted snake in that series.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna probably go pretty far in the series. I don't know yet. We'll see. But I like I said, I just finished up season 4,
Nice.
and sooner or later, they keep saying winter is coming, and I'm pretty sure winter is coming. But winter is taking a long time to get here.
Oh, to
Winter,
keep up. I don't.
winter is the Flash movie release date.
Yeah, winter. You're kind of right on that one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yes, winter. No spoilers, but yes, winter's coming.
Yeah, I've heard that I should be patient, and that winter in fact is coming.
Yes,
So yeah,
eventually.
I'm catching up on that, and I don't think I'm gonna take a stab at Lord of the Rings and
Okay.
the Power Ring or whatever Amazon's doing
Yeah.
that people are fighting over because it may or may not be like the original work, or it may deviate from it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I, I think one medieval catch up is gonna do me just
Yeah.
fine.
That's fair. I've never actually read the Lord of the Rings books, so I'm not like beholden to them. I've watched the
Yeah.
movies. I like the movies. I had a friend that worked on them, so I was like a little biased. But
Okay.
like I'm looking forward to seeing what they do on the show. I also probably am not going to give that much of a shit. Like, I'm not so invested in the characters and everything that it's not holy for me. It's not like, some people like the Lord of the Rings is their favorite thing ever. And so they're up in arms when anything changes. And I get that. That's like a lot of comics when they get turned into movies and stuff. It's like, you changed
Yeah.
this. Like,
Like the fans that really love their material
yeah.
can be really, I don't want to call them fickly, because I'm pretty sure, if, like I said, I'm still, out of all of the Transformers movies that I've been moving to forgive a little bit, The Last Night was just terrible, and so I can't forgive The Last Night. But the other one that I just won't budge off of is the first one that made Optimus look like he couldn't hold a candle to Megatron.
Yeah.
The second movie, he comes back and they have this fight in the jungle where Optimus dies, but he dies after holding his own against 3 Decepticons, including Megatron.
Yeah.
Like, this is what we need. That first Optimus that needed Sam to save him in the middle of the street is not Optimus Prime that I know. So when the Lord of the Rings or the Star Wars fans,
Oh, yeah. Star Wars fans are nuts.
the Star Wars fans will run you down the street with pitchforks and torches if you dare change one hair that Mace Windu used to have on his head.
which is kind of surprising because Star Wars has been a pretty mixed bag all the way through the bunch. There's been some really good, but there's been a lot of not so great that I don't understand why people are so defensive of all of it, because it's like
I don't know. I didn't get into, and I'm still not into Star Wars.
Yeah.
But I really didn't get into it at all until episodes 1, 2, and 3.
Okay. Yeah.
When I found out that because all of the lightsabers and sword fighting, that's okay, and I guess this is why I am like I am with Lord of the Rings. Like all the lightsabers and fighting is okay, but when I found out that that Palpatine is like this senator, and he like takes the government and flips it on his head to make the empire.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah, all right. I'm definitely seeing a trend here. The sneaky bastards. Yep.
like I'm not as big a fan of Palpatine, but I like how you've got this government flip, and the government used to be good, but now it's bad, and now you have this resistance fighting the government. And like, you know what? This looks awfully familiar. I'm not gonna say I've seen it on TV on any news channel, but this looks awfully familiar.
You're allowed to say it on whatever you want on this channel. It's all good. But yeah, all right. Yeah, I like the first three, but the original movie's better. But that's just because one of the first ones I ever saw in the theater was the original Star Wars, and so it has a special place in my heart.
Right. I may not have seen all three originals until I saw 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, and that probably would change matters for you then, I'd imagine, if you see them in that order, because like I think it wrecks some things in some ways with that timeline, but it probably does change the whole way. And I can't relate to that because I saw it, the first thing I ever saw was Han and Luke, and like, like you're thrown right into this shit. It's like, hell yeah. Like, so.
Right. Now, I probably need to go back and just so I can participate in conversations with some kind of knowledge, I need to go back and watch the original 3 just to know what's going on, because I haven't watched them in a long time.
Well, if they're on Disney Plus, you can leave them running in the background. You'll get through them all eventually. After you catch up on Game of Thrones, and yeah.
Right. I actually use Disney Plus to try and catch up on Clone Wars and Rebels. I've got to get back to Rebels.
Yeah.
The cartoon.
Yeah, I'm only halfway through Clone Wars. I've never made it all the way through. I heard it gets better in the second half, but yeah.
I cheated with Clone Wars, and I started just watching the Ahsoka Tano essential episodes. They had a list of Ahsoka Tano episodes.
Oh yeah. That's probably what I should do, is just watch those, because some of them are unbearable. You get the Jar Jar Binks episodes, and I'm like, I can't fucking do this. Yeah, Scott. I don't know any weirdly obsessive collectors that collect things like, I don't know, random if you have any comics of people snow skiing, I'll cover. Yeah. Whatever you do, don't respect other fans' weird habits there, Scott.
And if you can't find an issue of Bunny Mask, he probably got it before you got there.
Yeah, he did. Well, listen, we were getting about the hour and 20 minutes, and it's kind of probably about a natural time to sort of wrap things up. What do you have coming up on your channel? You got anything exciting coming up?
I have. Let's see. So every Tuesday now is Transformers Tuesday, and tomorrow we're going to issue number 8. And now
that's first issue, yeah.
So that's going to be a preview, in case anybody wants to hang out at 12:30 Central Time, nice. Or as Mark from Legion of Comics would say, real time.
Yeah,
12:30 Central Time tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm assuming 12:30 in the afternoon, right?
What's that?
12:30 in the afternoon.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
No midnight showing.
All right.
At least no midnight premieres.
Nice. And you do that like every Tuesday at noon at 12:30?
I've done one at 12:30. I was kind of busy last week, and
Okay.
I let Monday slip up on me, and so I didn't do last week's until late Tuesday. But
Gotcha.
that's my goal, is to try to drop them around 12:30 on
Okay.
Tuesdays.
Okay.
So I can be at lunch, and I can kind of, if anybody stops by, I can kind of
Nice.
chat with them or whatever.
Okay. Nice. Cool.
And then whenever the next time I actually go to my shop, I'll bring home a ton of books and show what I've been meaning to pick up for the
Yeah.
last few weeks.
There you go. You'll have the big catch-up video. Yeah.
Right.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for being on, man. I really appreciate it. And hopefully you had a good time, and hopefully you don't hate the books.
Oh no, this was fun, and this was a grand old time.
Yeah, definitely. You're welcome back whenever. You can be the yin to my yang. I'll tear a show apart. You can be like, no, it's kind of good, and like it'll be, yeah.
I feel like that's what I do to every. I'm always trying to find the bright side of things.
I've heard of that outlook on life. One of these days I'll look at the bright side, and I'll probably get a sunburn. So.
If I can't find the bright side of it, then it must have been Fantastic Four.
Exactly.
The most
that one we can agree on.
Right.
You should get more.
I'm pretty sure there's at least one. I'd have to think about it. There's got to be at least one show I feel like that about. Not sure which one it is yet. I'm even forgiving of Ben Affleck's Daredevil and the overacting of Bullseye.
Ooh, that's a rough one, but all right.
like I said, I'm real forgiving. And
how did you feel about Netflix Iron Fist? Did you watch that one?
I've watched season 2 more than once. I can't go back to season 1.
Okay.
That might be it.
Bad.
That may be my new Fantastic Four, is season 1 of Iron Fist.
Yeah, that was
fucking. I can watch season 2 is what season 1 should have been, at least.
I don't think I ever watched season 2 because season 1 was so bad. I'm like, I can't do this. I just don't care.
Yeah.
Like,
season two has a faster paced story. The kids are still in their lives, but they play a better part to the story between Danny and I forget his brother's name. Well, not his real brother, but his his Iron Fist brother, Steel Serpent, or something like that.
Yeah, whatever.
Like the show is more about them and throwing a little bit of Typhoid Mary in the middle of it. So it moves 100 times better than Iron Fist season number 1. It's not perfect, but it won't make you go to sleep every episode.
Well, if I ever do need to, like, if I have insomnia, I can just throw on season 1 and I'm out like a light. So yeah. Thank you for being on.
Season one is that show.
Season 1 is that show. Thanks, TJ. I really do appreciate it. Everybody, make sure you give him a follow. The links are down below. You got his YouTube channel. He's got his Transformers views. He's got to have a catch-up video. Give him a follow on Instagram. And if you want a ray of sunshine in your life and positivity, just talk to TJ. If you want cranky assholes, you know where I'm at. So we'll see y'all later, everybody, and don't be a dick. Oh, thanks.